Ko Te Rakiwhānoa, nōna I kimi ai o nā tuakana, nōna I o hei hanga ai. He whare me o nā tuakana a ngā iwi hoki. Ko tēnei he whare e nai nei mō e rā, a muri ake e rā I a rātai. Nō reira, nōna I hanga he tōna whare, kai pio tahi, me roto I te mana huna hoki. Engari, ko tōna mahi ki tēnei, hei kaitiaki mo te oranga o ngā wai Māori ka whārekitea I roto I tēnei rohe, pota no I te waipano.
And the genesis of this project was a deep concern and a crisis around what was happening to the landscape, the values that were being threatened and lost. It needs a collaborative approach because so many people have a stake in it and so many people want to see an outcome where its values are preserved and protected.
People have come through this piece of land for generations. We've had the first Māori come through here, lived off the land. We've had the run holders who've lived and worked in this land. Te Rakiwhānoa Drylands is all about connecting the ecosystems from the mountains to the end of the basin, connecting all those people and all those places together.
Over time, you've had activities like the hydropower scheme come into the area, which has significantly changed, pastoral leases. More recently, we've seen intensification in terms of farming. So I think the challenge for the department is to get the story out there in terms of why we need to make sure that it's being protected.
The flora and fauna that were originally in this landscape are still here. And when an area like this is released to recover from the pressures that it's been under, it's doing so in a context where it can still recover. Once land's been fragmented and constrained within tiny areas, you see those areas degrade really quickly, and that's because they're just overwhelmed by the pressures around them. There's a landscape that's of a size and scale and connectivity that can sustain them, and that's really special internationally and in New Zealand as well.
The land has been really significant in terms of whānau who have travelled through there. It was one of the gateways through to the west coast as well. It's where Aoraki sits.
Our people during the certain times of the year would travel to the Mackenzie as they headed through to Kakī and up through the lakes. Each day they would have a stopover and they done rock art. We're trying to keep it as preserved as we possibly can. The loss of our environment is causing the loss of our mihinga kai, and we're losing a lot of the rock art through that. And loss of mihinga kai is a loss of our whakapapa to the area. So without clean rivers and able to get kai from the rivers, we lose our whakapapa. That's literally where it is.
The people that are starting to come home now, they're hearing stories of how they used to go around and do their mahi kai. They want to go and follow those footsteps, but those areas aren't available anymore.
This aligns with what we've heard from the community in terms of their aspirations, and that is landscape level biodiversity protection that is across multiple tenures, where agencies, mana whenua and landholders are working together.
Those run holders have established really successful farming businesses in this landscape. So for them, passing it on in a state that is as good or better than they received it is absolutely what they want to do.
Land Information New Zealand, or Toitū Te Whenua, is lucky to be responsible for about 1.2 million hectares of South Island high country, and we've recently been able to transfer about 10,000 hectares of that into the conservation estate.
Te Rakiwhānoa is all about looking after nature, an idea that was born here in the basin. Now, with the treaty partner, we need to engage with landowners who know this place really well. They hold the key to unlocking how to secure protection in a working environment. Of course, we also want to hear from the community and businesses about what this could look like in your backyards. It's time to roll our sleeves up and get on with it.
developing a relationship with those landholders that live in that area where they can not feel so uncomfortable about us working with them on certain projects. We're just trying to work towards the same goal.
And so there'll be new ways of protecting the land here, and that's really what we want to see, a whole range of ways of protecting this landscape, protecting these ecosystems, and protecting this way of life in this place for our future generations.